So should we dive in?
Let's create some content, Chad.
Shall we dive in? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So this is, I think this trailer's, I like the first one, but this one I think it's very, very good at drawing you in.
It fleshes more out. It's given us more character beats.
We got a lot more Lobo in this one, which was cool to see.
Yes.
Also get a little bit more of the plot structure in this one, which, I mean, if you've read the comic, you know.
We also get some little changes. It's like, oh, it's not just her father. Her family got wiped out. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Of course, the Superman tie-in is the great way to start because, of course, the first teasers and everything, we're like, where is this taking place and what point? And this whole adventure may be taking place before Superman. You want to know why? Krypto seems smaller. I mean, not just in the one where she finds him. Obviously, on Krypton, he's a little puppy. But during the adventure stuff, he still seems like he's a smaller, younger dog than he is in Superman.
Maybe.
All right. We're gonna
we'll see. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. No, I ain't fine with you at all. I agree that is definitely a possibility.
But yeah, we're inside her ship and all the 0G floating around, the stuff.
And so we had speculated that the room that she was in was probably on her ship, but the only hint of that really we got was that the panel is open on the floor that the beer spills onto and starts sparking. So now I could see, yes, it is basically like a spaceship apartment that she's dressed up.
Yeah.
It looks like an apartment inside, but outside it's this old dingy ship. And she's out there playing catch with Krypto and 0G. And we got this beautiful shot opening up. You can see she's in a yellow sun, obviously, with this bottle floating in her. And when that pans out, you see them playing catch. And then we get this shot of Clark on the video call. And what I'm curious to know is if is this a pre-recorded thing, like a message that's sent to her that she's playing, or is she talking to him in real time?
What I'm curious to know is what the does James Gunn and all those people, what the do they have against Streaky? Okay, I like a dog, but Krypto is Superman's pet. Okay. Kara has an orange cat that has a lightning bolt on its side and it can fly. She has a super cat. And if we don't get Streaky in this movie, I am walking out of the theater. Okay.
Oh, sorry, what? Along those lines, I would prefer, I mean, to riff off of your nerdy nitpick rant there, which I know is mostly joking.
You prefer that Krypto is Superman's dog?
I loved the original, Golden Age origin where he was Superboy's
literally Kal-El's puppy,
and it arrives on Earth in a prototype rocket, whatever.
No, apparently no. Krypto is Kara's.
Yeah, and I'm totally okay with that now. But one reason why
I was also just joking.
Yeah, I know.
I don't really need Streaky the super.
Well, I know. What I think is really cool about this is that if an adult is going to dress up their dog in a cape, it's probably going to be Kara who does that rather than Clark.
Krypto is totally non-caped in this movie.
And that's what I'm about to say. With regards to your theory, he doesn't have the cape in any of these scenes, I don't think. So, unless I missed it. So that could be a clue.
I mean, but she's also pretty much covered up as Supergirl. It's like for a lot of the movie.
The only reason why I doubt that it's a prequel to Superman is that Gunn has pretty much been selling these in sequence. Like that's Superman, then it's Supergirl, then it's, then it's Man of Tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. And actually, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. It's just that I in this trailer, I was like, oh, I think that physically they've modeled the dog down, not just in the Krypton flashback. I was like, I think that's a smaller Krypto. Yeah, I think that may be a younger Krypto.
I'm not saying it, but you could be right.
It's okay. Or maybe just he's gotten a bit of a haircut because he's a bigger, shaggier dog in Superman. Basically it does explain a little bit where he's like going, I'm worried about you constantly doing all these trips off world because you need to stick around here, find your people. And then she gets to say the thing about, well, that's the thing, Clark, I don't have any people.
Yeah. And of course by people he means new friends. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah. And then it's similar that we've seen before, like in the bar where she goes like, wherever you are is home. It's like and she's just talking to Krypto.
Home is wherever you are, buddy.
That's all I need is my dog. I've known people like that. Like literally like, yeah, I've got some friends, but really as long as I got my dog, I'm good. You're like, all right. So she is definitely PTSD lady. the thing about her partying is really clearly this is how she copes. And so the whole thing is like, I just cut loose.
Then there's some shots we already saw in the first trailer when she first encounters Krypto as a puppy, apparently during her mother's funeral.
Yes.
And the shot of the dome forming.
And then we get a little Krumholtz.
This really cool shot of him saying goodbye to her through the glass of the ship that she's in. These octagonal or hexagonal.
They're making her look a little younger, and she looks pentagon. Afraid.
Yeah. I guess there's pentagons and there's 1, 2, 3 hexagons as well.
Are you
hexagon,
okay?
Pentagonal. I'm trying to do geometry.
Yeah.
Well, this is fascinating to me because it's, but the molecule, Buckminster Fullerene.
Yes.
Is built of hexagons and pentagons or whatever. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So we see she's in a little spaceship suit and she's crying and he says goodbye to her. And then we get this cool shot of her pulling away as the, as
the city's getting all domed.
So she's sent out as the dome was forming?
I guess so.
That does look that. You're right. I didn't notice that before.
So that literally means, or would be that, well, let's say this. That's interesting because you're like, well, how much time did Argo City survive post explosion?
That can't be right. That can't be right. Here's why I don't think
it can be.
I can be, but this is why I don't think it is immediately after or during the destruction of Krypton, is because we see shots of her mom in the other trailer. And there's also, she's apparently running from the destruction of the city. But by this point, she's not in the shot as she's leaving. We think she's already, we think we see her funeral in that other shot. She's already dead. So unless she dies before Krypton is destroyed, which is also possible.
Or maybe, wow. Is the dome forming when the ship's leaving?
It looks like it's coming down, but there's also looks like there's nothing beyond it. So it's kind of hard to tell what's going on there.
Yeah, because it could be that Argo City has already survived and has been floating, but now Argo City is finally breaking down because Argo City didn't last forever. Right. So maybe?
Yeah, it's bizarre. But I'm really happy we get to see this. I mean, we've never.
Of course.
The closest we got to this before and on the big screen was Supergirl flying away in the whatever that ship, that weird ship, what was it called? The Bi something?
In that, through that.
The not the Bifrost.
No, it wasn't the Bifrost.
The binary chute, but you could never survive the pressure. It would destroy you.
That I can. Zip, zap, and I'm gone.
I forget what the name of the tunneling thing was. I just remember that she was after the decahedron. Is that the omegahedron?
The omegahedron, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
But the more I can put that movie out of my head, the better. But I'm glad, and for your sake, I hope they're speaking Kryptonese the entire time. I hope entire time they're glopping for you.
Just for me.
And they look out at the camera. This one's for Chad.
Yeah.
I definitely want backstory because every little bit of backstory we get, I like that Superman jumped over origin because we get so much of it. We still are curious. We still want to know what Krypton was like. And especially since they have created a whole different take. It's like, all right, well, you better explain why the L's are like that and what their civilization was like. I just, I do love a planet exploding. I do love an exploding Krypton. So, I mean, we'll get some stuff.
And the next shot, she's in the bar. We've the shot we already saw her in the bar.
There's some
birthday.
Repeated stuff here.
And then, there's a cute shot of her flying her ship with Krypto in her lap.
Yep.
She's listening to headphones.
An excellent needle drop. An excellent needle drop. Again, it's like, all right.
What is this song? I don't recognize this song that's in the trailer.
It's a 60s Motown-y, and I know the song.
I actually didn't recognize it, which is no,
I know the song, but I just am not remembering it but I know it was a good choice. Hold on. You do some talking. I'm going to look
while
it up.
While you're doing that, we see this shot of a ship landing. They try to make it look like it's her ship, but it's actually the space bus. That's not her ship.
Yeah, it's a space bus.
So they just use that for a transitional thing. But then we do actually get to see her ship later for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really cool.
I mean, it makes sense that, this is a not the Silver Age universe where they just fly through space, especially like long distances. This is clearly like even Superman, if he wanted to go to these other worlds, it'd be, She has to take a ship. Oh, it's from 67. It's Jimmy Ruffin. It's What Becomes of the Broken Hearted.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's very appropriate.
Yeah.
I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Yeah, it's like,
yeah. I was never familiar with that song before.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a classic. But Jimmy Ruffin, I think that was his like only big hit.
Anyway. What's going to be interesting to see is what is Kara's journey, if we find out at all in this movie? What is her journey from leaving Argo City to arriving on Earth? Is it a straight shot, or does she have this weird journey in between, like where she acquires her ship and all this stuff?
I know that the primary story is from the graphic novel. So everything, all the past stuff is stuff they're going to kind of just seed in.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind some kind of explanation, like you're saying, of like, did she just go straight to Earth? Or did she kind of vagabond her way across the universe, which would have allowed her to show up like in the comics where she shows up and he's already been Superman. And she's like, I would have been here sooner, but, bounced around. This trailer is playing up the emotional stuff, especially when we get to the part where, Krem of the Yellow Hills or whatever. And he's like going, ooh, your eyes are pretty when you cry. It's like so much pain. And I'm like, okay. They're doing a good job in both trailers of saying she is her own individual. She's not her cousin. In the first one, it was all about the quote about, he looks for the best in people. And it's like, and she's like, me, I
see the truth.
I kick ass. No, but that's the implication. I see the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kara's a sad gal.
Yeah.
But she's going to get a new friend with Ruthie. She's going to get a probably frenemy with Lobo. And I'm down for that.
Yeah.
By the way, I will say when we get to the Lobo bits, it's good to finally hear him talk.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected. He is playing Lobo and he looks, I mean, obviously, it's like the guy from day one should have been playing Lobo. But the whole thing is I did expect him to be kind of like, hoo-ha, like that kind of thing. And here he's getting quips in, but they're pretty like low level. He's just kind of like going, touche. When she goes, aren't you the little
line? That line reminds me so much of the animated series iteration of him it's, for all I know, that might actually be a direct quote from one of those two episodes, that two-parter. Then she's hanging out. This is probably most likely still on the Red Sun planet. And she's hanging out, like having a picnic outside her ship as Krypto's running around. I think this is when the Krem and his men show up and steal her ship. And she can't do anything about it because she doesn't have her powers.
Yeah, here's why I do think it's a Red Sun planet is because
Krypto
they
gets
do
shot,
this so, it seems so almost incidental that Krem seems to be like stealing food from her ship, or he's like inside of it eating.
Yeah, he's eating, yeah.
Krypto runs toward him and he shoots him with the arrow, which, poisons him. And I'm like, okay, you have superpowered dog and superpowered girl who can move at speeds we can't imagine.
Yeah.
And some guy just goes, thwip, shoots an arrow. It's like, A, the arrow shouldn't penetrate if they're not on a Red Sun planet. And then also, she could have flown, at the speed of light or something and stopped the arrow in midair. So they're definitely depowered at that point.
Yeah. Yep. I also have a theory, which we'll get to in this. These shots we'll get to in a second, but I have a feeling that we've already met Lobo by this point. I think that fight in the bar where she
was probably where they met. Yeah.
Yeah. And she doesn't have her power. So he probably steps in to assist. Because he says later, aren't you that ditz from the bar?
Do you think later on when she does the swinging thing, do you think it's something that she picked up because he's also doing that with his chain in this trailer?
Yeah, possibly,
Okay, she's picking up tricks from Lobo. But I do love that he's using his chain. I do love that he's got the bike. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy.
So this cool shot, Ruthie says, he explains who Krem is and blah, blah, blah. And they've got the antidote for the poison and the arrow. And stuff. And then we see this cool shot of her setting a
ticking
watch.
Clock. That's that in the comic, this doesn't exist, but it's such a movie thing of her going, he's going to die in 3 days. He's got 3 days.
It's really
so
cool, though. I love the sort of, what's the word?
Well,
future
cool,
retro.
steampunky,
yeah. That's really
pocket
cool.
watch kind of thing.
Yeah. So, okay. So then we get to see a few shots. Yeah, there's flashbacks to Ruthie's parents getting killed by Krem.
Yeah. I think in the comic, she only had a dad, I don't think there was a family, but the dad his murder is what she's like, well, I'm on a
It's all
quest now.
about
I
her.
have to kill
All
Krem of the Yellow Hills.
So then we see the space bus arriving at this Cloud City thing, which looks really cool. Like this, it looks like a sky casino or something.
Yeah.
And they make it look like this is where that fight happens. Maybe it is. I don't know. Could be. Because we see more of the scene. This is in the first trailer where she says, oh, this is not going to end well. I mean, for you guys.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
and then you see guys flying. And I was wondering if this was earlier in the, like when she first meets Ruthie on the Red Sun planet, that maybe it's actually Lobo who's throwing people around. We just can't see it.
Oh,
wait. Do we see? Oh no, we do see her fighting in the background, but that doesn't mean she's powered though, because she does fight. That's what happens in the comics.
I think this may not be a Red Sun planet, or if it is, it takes a while for her to lose her powers.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's her who's throwing the guys now. I can see it better now.
And we also remember in the first teaser, she's got Ruthie in that protective hold and she's kind of flying, but then she kind of crashes. So I think that her powers are running out at this point, but she's still pretty tough.
Right. They don't disappear immediately. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So either that's not a Red Sun planet or she just got there pretty quickly and her powers are ebbing. But and she must meet Lobo in this fight because he does say the thing about, aren't you that little whelp from the bar?
They meet in a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
Aren't you the ditz from the bar? And she says, that's how I described you. And he says, touche. It's so great. It's so perfect.
Touche.
I'm just happy that Lobo,
he looks great. You hear him taking a shot here. He looks perfect.
Yep.
Then we get shots of, I think, her mom's funeral again on Argus City.
Is this where she's saying the thing about revenge doesn't? I mean, it's all these thoughts where she's like, revenge isn't the cure. It's like, all right, it's not going to make things better.
And it does look like regular sunlight that's on her during this funeral. And I'm wondering, maybe this does happen before Krypton gets destroyed. So weird, though.
Well, I'm sure Argus City has an artificial sun when it's floating around.
Maybe,
You just don't know. You just don't know.
We don't know. And there's I'm wondering if this shot is from the comic because I have not read the whole comic yet, but she's hovering in space and the ship fires a beam at her and then she pushes it back with heat vision.
I'm not sure if that specific thing is in there, but there are various fights throughout the series where she has her powers or doesn't. And she does some ass kickery in space. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, she will kick ass in space.
She will indeed kick ass in space. But speaking of in space, again, we see the shot of her flying through the atmosphere to scream in the vacuum, which we don't see her screaming in this cut of the trailer, but that's what she's doing, I think.
I mean, again, the effects look great. They're spending the money.
Oh, and this is where the shot is, where this shot she's talking to Ruthie. She's talking about revenge and something gets you what you want. And then she does the swinging. And then we get a great shot of Lobo on his motorcycle taking some guys out and with his skull strapped to the front. Oh, God, it's just great.
Yep.
It looks really good. And then there's some space battle stuff where she's flying through some destruction.
Are you upset that Lobo is speaking English? Are you, is there a part of you that's going to be like, hey, wait, hey.
No.
You've never even been to Earth. You're Zarnian. No. Why are you speaking English in space?
Yes. Well, what will be interesting to see is if they do address
a universal translator kind of thing. Yeah, maybe.
Which would be nice if they throw that in there, but they don't have to. But I think it would be nice just to kind of tie the threads together. The fact that we've already heard Kryptonians speaking Kryptonian in the first movie, and hopefully there'll be some kind of narrative device to explain that. But next shot, she's flying through space during that, probably the same space battle. It looks really great. Wow, God, this looks really great. Just more space, aerial battle stuff going on. She's standing on a floating tank. So great.
This is a trailer that is giving us more emotional stuff, but they're also giving us a lot of quick cut action stuff. They were like, we do have to show people it's still a superhero movie where she's going to be kicking ass in space.
And this is where that shot of Krem saying, oh, you're so pretty when you're sad.
Oh, yeah. We also see her this is that scene where she appears to be infected or dying.
Yeah. She's got who knows, kryptonite poisoning or something, or
if it's I mean, that's not part of the comic storyline, but I don't know. Maybe Krem's like, oh, she's a Kryptonian. This will work on her or whatever. I don't know.
Clark, when he's infected with kryptonite,
he does have like the veiny thing. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. Then we have a flashback to Krypto when he's a puppy.
This is a movie for dog lovers.
And yeah, we see her fighting with a repeat vision again. Oh, and I'm wondering if I ran this shot back several times where she's in a battle and she's protecting Ruthie from a motorcycle flying over her. And I'm trying to look if that's somebody has knocked Lobo off his bike. I can't really tell if it's his bike or not.
Well, if that is Lobo's bike, it'll make him very angry.
Probably not him because I don't see the hair on it flying, so it must be somebody else. I don't think it's his bike. Anyway,
I mean, the brigands who are Krim's men. I mean, maybe they are also kind of coded in this to be like biker gangish. In the comic, because they're brigands, it's coded more like they're pirates. They actually have like a piratey ship.
Then we get the Coda scene. The post logo scene, whatever we're gonna call this, where it's this battle in a city. Lobo has been knocked down, and she's, I guess, helping him up or about to help him out.
That's what they do. The little exchange.
She says, the dit's in the bar line. But we see that what's going on in the background. These guys are like kidnapping. They're like picking up people and carrying them away over their shoulder, like it's like they're pillaging. It's interesting what's going on. These people running around in white robes, and then he does this swinging attack with his chain.
With the big chain.
And there's all these people, they're all wearing the same white dingy gowns. I'm like wondering what that's about.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they do, and she ends up on so many different planets during the course of the comic. So this could just be another place, but it does kind of look like it's that same where the bar is, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's some badassery with her doing kicks and spins. And I like that he never puts his cigar out and he's still got it shoved in his mouth. That's the important thing.
One of the reasons why I think that maybe he encounters her when she's depowered first, it could contribute to him being puzzled that it's the same person. Aren't you the Dits from the bar? That I had to help earlier. Now you've got all these powers, probably, but we'll see.
Don't forget, by the way, and I'm glad they remind us at the end of the trailer that this year, Superman Day, April 18th, it's always April 18th, but don't forget that World Superman Day is April 18th.
They say that on
coming up. Yeah, at the very end of the trailer, that you see it. Celebrate Supergirl and her heroic family members, Superman and Krypto, and the hope, justice, and adventure they inspire.
No, that's not in the copy that I have.
Well, it's on the YouTube.
I actually downloaded this trailer off of Reddit.
Oh,
naughty.
Chad got the pirated version. No, so I am excited. It looks great. If I can get a super family movie a year, this guy's happy. I know we won't be, but still, I want to be happy. I don't know why I keep doing the thumbs.